Welcome, 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 welcome. We are live again. Good to be with you all. It really is. So, hi there to Vandana and Victoria and Maurits and Patricia and to Julia as well. So, next stream will be on Thursday, which is the 12th of February. So, I think that's the introductions done. It's good to have you all. Welcome Patricia, welcome Maurits, welcome Victoria, welcome Pandana. Okay, and we were doing this article about changing your personality. And this article said that it was possible to actually change your personality. Okay, so let's do this first one to start with, and here it goes. Ah, it's too long. Even so, a little more extraversion couldn't hurt, especially given that I recently moved to a new city where my partner and I don't know anyone and are keen on making, says Maurits, to make, say, making for making. On making, says Julia. This question is a lot more subtle than you think. On making, says Patricia. On making, says Vandana. Okay, so let's look at this. What's the difference between keen on and keen to do? On making, says Victoria. What's the difference between keen on making and keen to make? Okay, keen on says you. Yes, it is to make, Patricia. You like. Keen to do want. So let's see. I am keen on cooking. I enjoy cooking. I am keen on cooking. I am keen to cook dinner tonight. Hi, Oksana. Well done. To make. Well done, Oksana. You've remembered this one. So I'm keen to do this. It's something I really want to do. I'm keen to visit the art exhibition in London. I'm keen on art exhibitions. I'm keen on going to art exhibitions. This is a really difficult question, but keen on making is not the same as keen to make. Hi, Manisco, lovely to see you. He is keen on going on holiday to different places. He really enjoys going on holiday. He's keen on going on holiday. He's keen to go on holiday next week. Okay, so keen to do something. I'm keen to do something. I'm keen to do this specific thing. Whereas I'm keen on doing something I enjoy. It's my hobby. It's something I enjoy. Okay, so keen to make. This is a really nasty question by me, but To make is the pure C2 answer. Okay. And let's continue. I started with a real humdinger, didn't I? Okay. Typically, people want to become more extraverted and conscientious, despite, meantime, while, notwithstanding, being less neurotic, and are keen to make new friends. You want to make new friends. Yeah? If you're keen on making new friends, you enjoy it. Whereas you're keen to make good friends. This is something that you want to do. You're motivated for it. I'm keen to visit the botanical gardens. Yes, Patricia, exactly. And learn about new plants. If you say, I'm keen on visiting the botanic gardens, I go there every week and I really enjoy it. Okay, so, while, says Maurits, typically people want to become more extroverted and conscientious, despite, meantime, while, notwithstanding, being less neurotic. Okay, Bandana says meantime. Normally, I would use it in the phrase in the meantime. Despite being less neurotic. So, despite being neurotic, but less neurotic, no. While, says Patricia. In the meantime, in the meantime. So, I'm starting university in September, but in the meantime, I'm working as a waiter. Meantime it's in the gap. In the meantime is the gap in between. In the meantime, during the gap. Okay, you've got it. While, says Julia. Okay, while being less neurotic. So at the same time being less neurotic. Notwithstanding doesn't work, and despite, typically people want to become more extroverted and conscientious, while at the same time being less neurotic. So very definitely while. Hi Vitali, lovely to see you. Okay. Let's continue. I wanted to become a little more extroverted, much less neurotic and a little less conscientious, while, insofar as, that it pertains to perfectionism. I wanted to become a little more extroverted, much less neurotic and a little less conscientious, while, insofar as, that. So Vitali says insofar as, Maurit says insofar as well. Okay, so insofar as, it means to the extent that. Insofar as for Manu, and for Victoria as well. Hi Manu, lovely to see you. So inasmuch as, you need an as with that, Patricia. Inasmuch as, that's got to have an as with it. While for the previous one, while it pertains to perfectionism, while, I guess while would actually work. I think insofar as is probably better. But while it pertains to perfectionism, I actually think that while would work. Okay, inasmuch as, insofar as, to the extent that it pertains to perfectionism. So I'm going to accept Oksana's while, but it's not insofar as is a much better answer. Okay, Manu, bright warm winter day, pouring with rain 5 degrees, again, to the degree that's a good explanation of it, Vitali, thank you. I also wanted to become more agreeable because I think a lack of trust in others is one of the things that sustains, holds, bears, keeps, suffers my neuroticism. Connection issues. I'm sorry, Oksana. I would like your old internet back again. Sustain, says Oksana. Sustain, says Manu. Sustain, says Vitali. Sustains for Julia. Sustains for Maurizio, who was in there first. That keeps... Where does it... So Vandana, the question is, it keeps my neuroticism, but where does it keep it? It keeps my neuroticism going. It keeps it... You need another sentence, another word with keeps, that sustains my neuroticism. Sustains. Okay, to sustain, to help it to carry on. Sustains for Patricia as well. It sustains my neuroticism. It holds it together. That suffers, that bears. No. High turquoise pillows. Sustains, definitely. Hold up. That holds up, that nourishes is a good word. Keeps my neuroticism from disappearing. It keeps my neuroticism alive, across to bear. Keeps going with the race. Okay. Keeps it alive, keeps it going. That's the idea, that's the meaning. Good, Vitali. Conversely, a lot of people say they want to become less agreeable because they associate the quality with being a turnover, takeover, handover, pushover, pullover, rollover, says Roberts. People are suffering a shortage. Pushover, says Maurizio. Hi, Lando. Pushover for Lando. Pushover for Vitali. A pushover for Manu. A soft touch, yes. Soft touch is a good word. Okay, let's look at some of these words. A turnover. A pushover for Oksana. Pushover for Julia. A pushover for Vandana. A pushover for Maurizio. Easily influenceable, good. A turnover. Well, the turnover is either the gross sales of the company, or where in American football you give the ball to the opposition. Take over is to take control of a business. Hand over is where somebody relieves you. A roly-poly pushover. A turn off is something you don't like. A pushover, yes. A pullover is another word for a jersey. And a rollover is when the lottery hasn't been won this week and the prize rolls over to the next week. So, a pushover. A roly-poly pushover. I love it. People a bit silly to convince. Gregarious. Okay. And it's true that less agreeable people lean, incline, tend to earn more money. Alex, lovely to see you. Tend for Lando. Jersey, yeah, a pullover. A wuss, a wimp, I love that. A 10 for turquoise pillows. It's good to see you, turquoise pillows. Alex says tends. Tend. 10 for Vandana, 10 for Maurizio, 10 to earn for Manu, 10 for Vitali, 10 for Oksana, 10 for Julia, 10 for Patricia. I'm inclined to believe. Yes, okay, less agreeable people are inclined to need more money, to lean towards. Trend, no, it's tend to. I have a tendency, tend for Victoria as well. Hey. Ha. It's a tendency. This is a printer. Hi Polly, lovely to see you. I'm having problems getting this, getting to this. Okay, so wait a second then. I will. And let me open this again. Bear with me just 1 second. Okay, continue to be patient and we will be there in just 1 second. Okay, it's good to have you. Yeah, Alt Control Del would work as well. Okay, we're just about there. I call it Alt Control Supprimer. Okay, here we go, and we're back. That's better. Okay, now I've got it. It's true that. And next question. Sorry about that. Okay, are inclined to earn, says Patricia. Yes, you're absolutely right, Maldites. Aye. Unprecedented, sorry. And I've got the same problem again, I don't believe it. And it's not working Alt Control Supprimer either. Unheard of, so. I'm not having a great day, am I? And open. Okay, so finally, let's see if I can do this right now. Okay, yes. At yoga class, near the end of my 6 weeks experimentation, I found myself doing something almost unknown. Thank you, Serkan. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you again, Serkan. That is really kind. You're good. Thank you, Oksana. Thank you for your patience. Okay, at yoga class near the end of my 6 weeks of experimentation, I found myself doing something almost unknown, unprecedented, unheard of, unexpected of. Wow, thank you, Serkan. That's a huge number. Okay, so let's see. Yes, it was definitely tend. Okay. Okay, so look at this of. We don't say unknown of. We don't say unprecedented of. Looks like Christmas. Yes, it does, doesn't it, Oksana? Unexpected of. No, something almost unheard of. Something that I don't normally do. Unheard of. That's it. Okay. I spontaneously launched, initiated, opened, triggered small talk with the person one mat over. That's it, Patricia. Unheard of. Unheard of. That's good, Oksana. So I initiated, says Lando. Initiated for Vitali. Initiated for Alex. Initiated for Manu. Initiated for Maurits. Yes. Initiated for Julia. Initiated for Victoria. So yes. I opened small talk. I opened conversation. A trigger, no. To trigger is to get something to start. I launched small talk. I launched a conversation. I initiated small talk. I triggered small talk. But no. Let's see. To trigger a mechanism. I opened the door which triggered the alarm. One mat over. Yeah, one house over. Up to the left or to the right. Thank you, Cool Ducks. I shall carry on. I'm really glad you they help you. And another thank you to Serkan. Okay, so I initiated small talk. Okay, now we got a nice easy one. Studies show that socially desirable changes to our personality could transform our lives on, to, for, in. Okay, so 4 for Vitali, 4 for Lando, 4 for Maurits. It's a yoga mat. Yeah, several over. 4 for Oksana. Something that ignites a situation. 4 for Patricia, 4 for Polly. For the better, says Vandana. For the better, says Lando. In a positive way. 4, says Victoria. 4, says Julia. Okay, for better or worse, for the better. Yeah, it's to make something better. For the better, says Manu. For the better, says Alex. Smash the like button, as Julia says. So for the better, for the better, for better or worse. Okay, and 5. Lower neuroticism and high extraversion, in particular, are linked to A, the, no article, A and no article, higher life satisfaction. But how to go about it? Thank you, Solveig. Very good. A, says Vitali, but not for good. No article, says Lando. Thank you again, Solveig. A, says Polly. 0 article, says Alex. No article, says Julia. So, Linked to higher... Victoria says A. Manu says no article. Maurit says no article. Patricia says no article. Or A higher life satisfaction. I would write it without, so would I. Let's see. To A, maybe, but for me the most natural, to higher life satisfaction. No article. So lower neuroticism and higher extraversion in particular are linked to higher life satisfaction without an article. A life satisfaction, it could be, but without A it sounds much better. Okay, and continue. A level, yes, definitely. It to a specific level of. Yeah, notice that the two noun phrases at the beginning also have no article. Satisfaction is an uncountable noun. So shift from Mauritz and Vitali. A 2019 study led by personality psychologist Nathan Hudson from Southern Methodist University in Texas looked at whether an active intervention could shift, transfer, turn, veer, stir target traits over time. So shift for Mauritz for Vitali. Too long have you been hidden in the shadow? Yes. Shift for Lando. Shift for Julia. Shift target for Manu. Shift for Victoria. Shift traits. Desirable traits. Yes. Shift for Oksana. Shift for Vandana. Shift for Ju. Ju says. Okay, welcome Ju. Great to have you. Shift for Patricia. Stir target traits, no. Shift. To turn target traits over time. No, it could shift. You shift them towards the positive. You shift them and make them better. Okay, we got quite a lot too much here. The researchers asked student participants to pick faces, aspects, angles of their personalities they'd like to change, and then complete weekly challenges that would pull their thoughts, feelings and behaviours in line with the desired traits. I've only seemed to have 3 questions here. Budge, I like Vitali, definitely. To pick, to choose. Yeah. Aspects, says Julia. Aspects for Vitali. Change target traits. Yes, and to shift is the idea of change, Oksana. Target traits are positive traits. Yes. The target is the objective of the traits that they want to change, and you don't want to gain bad traits, you want to gain good traits. So aspects for Vitali and Mauritz and Alex, aspects for Julia. Pick aspects for Manu, aspects, says Lando, aspects for Victoria. Aspects, facets for Patricia, aspects for Oksana, facets for Vitali, yes. Aspects for Vandana. Facets definitely works, Oksana. Attributes. Yes, attributes would certainly... Okay. Aspects, definitely. Okay, in this one you need to choose the right word to go in the gap, Huaz. And this one is to big. At the end, that's better. At the end of 15 weeks, the results indicated the students were able to effect small but statistically serious, consequential, sizable, significant changes in their desired traits, including extraversion. These are your target traits, Maudits. Extraversion, consciousness, and neuroticism, but not openness or agreeableness. Don't forget to close the bracket. So, significant for Maudits and Vitali. Significant, sizable changes. But statistically, the problem is this word statistically. Statistically significant, says Alex. Significant, says Vandana. Significant for Manu and Victoria and Julia. Significant for Polly. Statistically consequential. Consequential might work, but significant is a much better word. Also look at the alliteration, the sibilance. Statistically significant. This is a collocation. Statistically significant. Significant for Patricia. Yeah, okay, if they are, okay, but they're statistically significant. They're measurable, not sizable, exactly. Something that is valid from the point of view of statistics. It's a significant effort getting up at 8 for not missing Alex's class. Able to affect or affect. Effect is a noun. Affect is a verb. Good. So, significant. Telling changes. Yes, I think telling would definitely work, Patricia. So let's do one more and it will be the last one for today. Those who completed more challenges, endured, sustained, undertook, underwent, completed, did the greatest transformation. You have a significant influence on people. Underwent, says Maurits. Underwent, says Vitali. Underwent, says Oksana. Underwent, says Lando. Underwent, says Vandana. Underwent, says Manu. Okay, they experienced the greatest transformation. Endured is talking about suffering something. Sustained. To hold. Underwent, says Polly. Statistically reliable, yes. Undertook. Undertake is to do. Underwent, says Patricia. Underwent, says Jose. Underwent, says Julia. And witnessed. Witness would certainly work. Completed. Did. No, they underwent. They experienced the greatest transformation. So that underwent, it happens to you. To undertake is to do. Underwent is to experience, to have this actually happen to you. So, I think that's going to be experience, says Patricia. Yeah, experience the greatest transformation. So that's going to be enough for today. Next stream is on Thursday, which is the 12th of February at 3:30 p.m. UK time. So thank you all for coming. Thank you Vandana, thank you Manisco, thank you Polly, thank you Vitali, thank you Patricia. Thank you all of you. It's been great having you. So thank you to Alex and Jose. Thank you to Julia and Maurits and Lando. Thank you to Manisco and Manu and Oksana. Thank you to Patricia and Polly and Vandana and Victoria and Vitali. Great having you. Thank you for coming. Muchas gracias, Polly. Shukrum. Shukrum. Okay, so I will see you on Tuesday. Take care. Have a great day. Look after yourselves. Do lots of things. Have a great week, dear friends. So thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. See you, Victoria. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Patricia.